Hello and welcome again to the Pastor Study. I'm Ray Bertolet. Many times that we get around older individuals and we all have been in these situations, we start to joke because they start to tell things the way they used to be many years ago. And we come up these things about, yeah, it used to snow 5 feet in Florida, or we used to walk both ways uphill to school and home. We just kind of say things that are not very good sometimes. But Solomon is here and he's talking to his sons and he says, I learned a lot of valuable things from my father and things that I want to pass on to you and your life. He says, my father gave me wise instructions and I'm giving those instructions to you. As a father, what better thing can you pass on to your children than the lessons of life? The things that you learn. Don't ever be afraid to tell your children of poor decisions that you've made. Maybe there's things in your past you're not proud of. And you don't want your kids to get caught up in those things. And you're striving hard to keep them away. But you know what? By the fact that you hide it from them, you're not telling them the valuable and hard lessons that you've learned. Solomon says, I've learned some really wonderful things. He says, I was his son and he took care of me. He tenderly loved me. And he says, I was the only son in the sight of my mother. Yeah, but he said, he taught me. And you know what? He says, the things that he taught me, he said, hang on to these. Keep them in your heart. And so now I'm giving those same valuable lessons to you. He says, I want you to grab a hold of the things that I'm teaching you, and I want you to put them into your heart. There are valuable lessons that all of our parents can teach us. Even in their 70s, they still can teach us valuable lessons. There's still things that my mother and my father had learned in their life that I can learn from them. Decisions that they've made that I can apply to my life. So why don't you listen to the instructions from your parents, from your father, and then pass on to your children that same truth. Until next time in the Pastor's Study, goodbye and may God bless.